ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very pleased to speak and to be with you today. I must say we are going to speak about cuisine. We have to have new cuisine for the so many dishes we will have to eat before lunch. You see, we will have to be very short. And I must say I'm speaking to you about another interesting thing, which is indigestion. Just to give you an idea about Bureau Veritas, why the reason I'm here also is that I must say we have a fleet of about 10,000 ships worldwide with 2,200 ships in order. So it gives you also a flavor, I would say, in our company of the effect you see we have seen from 2006 and 2008, you see huge wave of new orders. And may I say that this means you see a lot of ships, and I must say very strangely, there are still new orders and many places you see this year. So I will just give you, I will say, the fleet, how quickly it has increased, and I will go back, you see, also to the order book. You see the order book, how it has been for us. You see a big question mark with more than 1,000 contracts in China, and of course we will speak a lot about China today. Just to give you some figures, I do not want to just look at the figures, how they were. You see in the order book in 2004, what they have been, you see in 2008. So they have doubled. So which means a lot of problems. If you look in a nice graph provided by our friends from Barry Rogliano, you see the numbers, how they are, and how they are spread in different categories. So this is an indigestion I'm going to speak to you. For first, you see, when you eat too much, which is, you see, to take too many orders, you have to do them. And of course, you see, this is not so easy. So the huge number of new orders has brought, you see, a lot of question mark, you see, for the yards. For not only they have taken too many orders, but they have taken too many orders to be delivered in too short time. So, in fact, I must say there is a flexibility in the system, which is subcontracting. You see development of new capacities. We have seen, including China, but also South Korea, increasing the main capacities in some yards by 40% in less than 2 years. And we have, of course, you see, hiring and training the right people to do the job. And a welder can weld, maybe coming from the nice countryside, you see, of China, but it needs time, you see, to have somebody, you see, properly trained. And of course, and in addition, you have also the question which are raised for the managers. So you have had also something which we have to have in our background of understanding. You have plenty of new yards which have been created, especially in China. So the subcontractors became yards. They were just building blocks, and now they are yards. And also you have new investors coming from the real estate industry, which who became, you see, just yard owners. But these people, they were not so well knowledgeable in terms of shipbuilding. The competition between the yards has, of course, brought, you see, many questions related to the deliveries, for they wanted to compete and to propose the best deliveries without knowing, I would say, the real time to build and to train and to be capable to do the quality which is requested. And of course, I must say, the ship owners have been jumping due to the fact that, you see, the charter rates were so high, so brilliant, it was a bonanza. And like in bonanza, I must say, the ship owners are very, very quick, you see, to take advantage, and they wanted, you see, to place a lot of orders. So they have taken slots on a seller's market, I must say, I must confess, a bit too quick and at too high prices. And afterwards, just suddenly you have, of course, the economic and financial difficulties which are coming for some shipping sectors. May I say that the container crisis started before the financial crisis. And nevertheless, afterwards, you have had the financial difficulties brought by the 2008 second half of the year crisis, with a reduction of finance available, and also consequences for the ship owners and for the shipyards, you see, in not having enough, I must say, money to build, you see, the new contracts. So, of course, cancellations or things we will see which are looking like cancellations, and the renegotiation of contracts with yards, with ship owners, with bankers, including the terrific clause of the loan to value, which is, of course, you see, when a vessel's value is reduced by 40%, it is making the things much more difficult for the ship owners. Number of litigation has increased a lot. So, of course, this has created, you see, a lot of delays. Fortunately, may I say, fortunately, a lot of delays. For these delays are the only way to allow something realistic, something serious, something which is a bit looking like a vessel to be delivered. And today, here you see with marks, you see some of the delays we have seen. I can tell you this is something more than looking like 20 to 30% of the order book to be delivered last year, which has been postponed to this year, and the same is taking place, you see, in 2010. So which means, by the way, fortunately delays. But of course, we have in the contracts wonderful clauses, you see, about maximum delays time, the delays grace period, which is around 180 days. And of course, it is allowing, of course, the threat to go high for the shipyards are close to be at the end of this period when the ship owners are claiming that they want their vessel, and if they do not get that vessel, you see, before, they will cancel. So again, you see a big threat in the industry. If we go to show you that you have had many, I would say, effect of late deliveries in many type of vessels. So today, of course, you have had very few cancellation. For I will not say to lawyers that the cancellation is easy. This is a long process. And all our panelists today will say to you things which are very interesting, including, you see, practical cases in which obvious things are not so obvious when you look at the law and the way it is implemented. Okay, in addition, may I say, we have had also not only cancellation of orders, but we have had also some bankruptcy or some I must say situation of yards not being capable to go on further. This is the case in Europe. May I say that us, as Europeans, we must think today that this is maybe the second page after the years 80s where there have been, you see, many yards collapsing. And this is maybe the second page of big and dramatic closure of yards. Fortunately, there will be, like Fincantieri yards remaining of great capacities for high sophisticated vessels. But in addition also, you have had some South Korean ones. Now, it seems that the things are getting a bit, I must say, calmer. But nevertheless, I must say there are plenty of threats in front of us, which means some governments, not to say the Chinese government, is supporting ship owners to take over the failing orders from Western clients. And of course, it seems good. On the other hand, it's very bad due to the fact that this is, again, bringing to the shipbuilders some hammer, which is even harder for the Western ship owners. Of course, we have the benefit of the delays. The delays give the opportunity for the shipyards to be and to do better. But nevertheless, there are plenty of blockage still in the financing aspect, which are very difficult to solve. So I think that after this meeting, we will have, I would say, to think at the role of the different parties. And I must raise your attention very much, you see, on anticipation, making sure that the things are not too fast when you contract, and taking, you see, a good lawyer. This is the best advice I can give to you. And now I will give the floor to the lawyers. And I will start, you see, with Mary Kelly. She is working as a partner in Greece. And Greece is, of course, you see, one of the very interesting countries. For Greece has placed a huge number of new orders in emerging countries like China. And she's working with Norton Rose. I've been working in the past with Norton Rose a lot when I was in the shipping business too. And she has plenty of very interesting examples to give to us. So, Mary, would you? Thank you very much.